Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Here in this tutorial we are going to see how to make these smileys. So to begin with, we need to take a smiley base color, preferably yellow, and begin with a magic loop. Now chain 1 and make 10 single stitches into the loop. Here is 1, 2, 3, and that's 4. Stitching, never leave the tail end. That means we have to join both the threads together and then stitch. Magic loop is clearly demonstrated in another video. If you have any doubts, you can always refer to that. Link is given in the description. After stitching the 10 single crochet into the loop, take the tail end, pull it from the behind. See carefully, the tail is moved behind and pull it tightly so as to close the magic loop. Now adjust the stitches if necessary and slip stitch into the first chain. This completes the row 1 of our smiley base, and that's the slip stitch. Now for the second row, we have to chain 2 and do the double stitch in the first stitch. That's the chain 1 and the chain 2. Now yarn over and insert the hook into the stitch to perform a double stitch. Now we have to increase the number of stitches in each stitch. So we are going to double stitch 2 times in each single stitch in the row 1. So here are 2 double stitches in this stitch. Watch it again. That's the first double stitch in the third stitch. And now the second double crochet into the same stitch. This pattern continues until you reach the starting point. We have to double crochet in each stitch 2 times. If you are an absolute beginner, you can refer to the double stitch video by clicking on the link given in the description. Make sure you follow the pattern correctly so that the outcome will be perfect. If not, the shapes may alter. And now here it is almost coming to an end. We are performing double crochet in each and every stitch. Once you reach the last stitch, just check whether the formed circle is flat or not. If not, add one more double crochet and then perform a slip stitch into the top chain. This completes your second row. Now our smiley base is flat and perfect. Now moving on to the third row, we are going to add a border to our smiley. So I'm going to change the color. You can choose any color of your choice. Here I'm using orange color. All you need to do is grab the orange yarn, pull it out and chain 1 to secure. Now pull the yellow thread from the behind. For the third row, we are going to single stitch. After adjusting the threads, we are going to single stitch into the first one. Again single stitch into the second one. And now 2 single stitches goes into the same stitch. Continue the same pattern of 2 single stitches and increase of 2 single stitch in one stitch. Here again we have a single stitch followed by another single stitch, and now 2 single stitches are going into the same stitch. For absolute beginners, the single stitch or the single crochet video link is given in the description. Please do check it out for clear understanding of the stitch. Keep following the pattern. Perform one single stitch followed by the second one, and now increase in single stitch. And now the last 2 single stitches to be performed. Now we have to slip stitch into the first stitch. See, the first stitch is clearly shown. Insert the hook and perform the slip stitch. Now we have to chain up for the keychain ring. Here I am making some 15 chains, and this number is not fixed. You can make number of stitches of your wish. That depends on how much length you want your keychain wanted to be. So here I am making 15 chains, and now slip stitch into the base chain. The base chain is clearly shown, just check it out. See, that's the base chain. We have to insert the hook back to front, take out the yarn and make a slip knot. Now we have to make the knot. For that we have to make chain 1, and sometimes you can also make chain 2, but here chain 1 is enough. Now cut the excess thread and carefully pull the remaining tail out of the chain. Pull the thread tightly so that the knot gets secured. Cut the yellow thread as well. Leave the 2 inches thread to the smiley so that we can secure it nicely. The smiley base is ready now. See how good looking it is, so flat and clear. It's time to accessorize our smiley. We are going to add eyes and mouth to it. I have this kundan stones available with me, so I am using those as eyes, and I am sticking them with the help of a fabric glue. Just put 2 dots with glue where we are going to place eyes, and make sure you place them with a good distance apart so that our smiley will look cute. Here I have sticked them. Press a little bit and let them dry. Now after some time our eyes got partially dried. Here it is. Now we are going to add mouth to it. I am taking 2 strands of black color polyester thread. You can always take cotton or silk thread as well, but I feel polyester is much easy to work on. And we are going to work along the row 1, which could be the correct position of the mouth of our smiley. Now we are going to chain up, insert the hook and grab the thread, pull it out carefully. Now insert the hook into the second chain. Here it is. Grab the thread from the behind and pull it out. Now we'll have 2 loops on the hook. Now take out the second loop from the first one. Again insert the hook into the next hole. Grab the thread and follow the same. Pull it out from the previous chain. Here it is. Now the 2 chains are completed. You have to make 2 more. Insert the hook into the third hole. Grab the thread and pull it out. Pull the second loop from the first one, and finally insert the hook into the last hole. Grab the thread and pull it out. Pull it out from the previous loop as well. Now we have to knot the thread. So for this we have to pull this loop a little bit high, and from the same hole pull out another loop from this one as well, but not too tight. We have 2 loops, one bigger one and the one smaller one. Now we have to hold the smaller one through the bigger loop and pull the bigger loop from the behind thread. Slowly release the hook and pull out the thread from the behind so that the knot goes backside. Now we can simply cut this excess threads, and if you are not sure about the knot, you can always secure it with a glue. Here I am just using the same fabric glue to secure the knot. Let it dry. Next we have to secure all the wool endings. Here we have 2 yellow threads and 2 orange threads. This video clearly shows how to close these endings. Insert the hook into the nearby chain. Now pull 2 of the windings from one chain. Make a knot and cut the excess. You can follow the same process for all the other 3 threads as well. Look here, the 2 windings of wool, I have separated them and I pulled a portion of it from the nearby chain. I made a 2 knots to make sure that the knot is tight, and closely cut this ending. This makes a smiley complete. You can use this for your handbag, or if you want to make it as a keychain, here is a process of showing how to insert a keyring. Carefully separate the keyring and insert the chain. Make sure you do not hurt your fingers. And once you insert the chain into the keyring, your smiley keychain is ready. These smiley keychains are easy to make and perfect return gifts for birthday parties and kitty parties especially. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please like the video, share it, and don't forget to subscribe. Hook and knots.